Hello everyone and welcome back to another contrast paint video. It's been quite a while since I've done one of these because I was waiting for the Guardians of the Galaxy release for Crisis Protocol, but I missed the first load of shipments and then everything else got delayed by Asmodee and who knows when they're going to be getting sent out, so that scuppered that idea. So I figured why not paint something a little bit different. So today for you we have Sabretooth from X-Men fame, Wolverine's rival slash sometimes teammate. Depending, like they were originally teammates, right? Then they became enemies. Sometimes they team up and fight Ryan Reynolds. Anyway, so this is Sabretooth from Marvel Universe. Eventually, one day, Crisis Protocol might have the X-Men as part of their game. We'll see. But in the meantime, we have this on a bit of a larger base than the standard Marvel Universe miniatures, based in Gracier. I can't remember if I already said that or just thought it. And I think I did remember mentioning when I was unboxing this and all the other Marvel Universe miniatures I managed to get a deal on, that I wasn't sure I'd be able to match up the colours correctly for this guy, and I still don't think I will, but we're going to take an honest shot at it. And in terms of like things to reference, I'm just going to use his card, which I have here for you. So there we go, there's Victor Creed. So what we're going to do is use Gryph-hound Orange, which is not the right shade of orange for the orange parts of his costume here, 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 and here. But it's as close as I'm going to be able to get with contrast. I think dulling it down a bit with Agrax to get in pulling in the muscle lines is probably going to help. Then we're going to use Wormwood for the dark brown parts on his hands, down his stomach, and I think up his back as well. Oh, and his headband as well, it's the same colour. Some Guilliman Flesh for his face. And it's just going to be a Yandan Yellow for his mane, I think. I don't have anything quite close enough to that shade, so that's about as good as I'm going to get, I think. And then some Basilicanum Grey for the base. So I'm going to have that to one side while I paint. And we'll try it. The first phase is going to be the orange though, just going over the parts with the orange. And then the tiger stripes on his legs and whatnot, I'll pick them back out with Grey Seer afterwards. So I don't need to worry about being too precise here as we get started. So without further ado, let's begin on Sabretooth. Alright, for our first check-in that I hope is in... There we go, I think that's actually more in focus back there. With the Gryph-hound Orange, again, a little bit on the brighter side compared to the official art. I'm hoping some Agrax in the muscle lines will bring that down later. But a good start, and I did use some potted Grey Seer just to pick out again on the legs parts that are also going to be done in our next colour, which is Contrast Wildwood. So that is going to be done on both his gauntlets, his chest part which goes down partially onto his legs, up round the back as well, the tiger stripes on his legs, and the hardest part will be the headband, which also means to avoid the risk of leakage, I'm not going to do the mane or his face at the same time, which probably means we'll have to do a third time skip to handle those, and the base. Also the base does have a very obvious gap, if I can pick him up, very obvious gap with the bar there and a hole there. We'll sort all that outside of the contrast work at the end. So for now, let's get started with the Wildwood and see what happens. So another check-in now that the Wildwood contrast has been applied. Also, apologies if this has been a little bit of a blurry mess. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos, so I'm a little bit out of practice. And the lighting is not as good as it could have been. The last few days were nice and sunny, so I was like, I'm going to do a painting video. 2 days following that, very dull sky, so bad lighting. But I had to get something recorded. So anyway, I think it's looking better with that applied. Next step is going to be Basilicanum Grey, which is over there on the base, but we'll touch up the base more after the contrast is done. And also a Yandin Yellow for his mane and his sideburns. He doesn't have a beard, does he? No. And his mop top thing there. But yeah, looking okay. I do think the Agrax shade wash is going to be needed to get him a little bit more, like the shading down a little bit. It needs to be toned back a smidge. But we'll worry about that later. Also, I think I'll probably just do the Guilliman flesh on his face when we skip to the finished miniature, because there's no point doing a quick time skip of applying to his little face. So, Basilicanum Grey to start with, because that'll give the Wildwood just a little bit more time to dry, although it has been drying quite quick. And then a Yandin Yellow. So let's get that done in the third time skip. So still got some drying time to go obviously, but this is going to be our final check-in before finishing the miniature, so I'm just going to go over everything that I'm going to do between seeing this and seeing the finished thing. The gaps in the base are all going to be filled up by some Astral Granite. Just apply that, leave it to set. Then that, along with everything that's orange on him, his hair as well, will be getting Agrax shade over the top, liberally on the base, and the hair a little bit gently on the orange, because it's just little parts of it I want darkened, not all of it. Guilliman Flesh is a contrast paint that'll be getting done on his face, but I'm not doing a time skip for just his face. Then if I can pick out his teeth with a little bit more of Potted Grey Sear and then put some Skeletal Horde over the top, I'll try, no guarantees. And then I think that'll be about it. I'll apply a bit of grass to the base as well, just because that's what I've been doing with the Marvel Universe miniatures to set them apart from Crisis Protocol. And yeah, that will take us to the end. So for you, it's going to be a fade out, fade in. For me, it'll be like, well, I probably need to give this like half an hour for the base to dry fully. So I'll be back with a finished miniature. And so sometime later we have the finished Sabretooth, hopefully in focus. I'm struggling in this lighting, honestly. I cannot tell. I think if it isn't in focus, it's as good as we're going to get, maybe there. So that looks okay, hopefully. So yeah, did everything that I talked about before, and this is the finished result. So get ready for your hashtag 360 Ghetto Spin, or Ghetto 360 Spin. It's been that long since I've recorded one of these, I don't remember which order I said the words in. I'm pretty sure it was Ghetto 360 Spin. That's where I'm going to put my bet on. But we'll see. With contrast paint and the shades of contrast paint available, I feel like I got as close to his official colours as is able. Yeah, you could always mix them, I suppose, but I don't know about mixing contrast paints. That's beyond my purview, honestly. But a little bit of Agrax over the top did bring down the tone, added the muscle detail I was looking for in the areas around his calves, his knees, his stomach muscles, his abs, etc. And in the hair, it also added a little bit of darker shading to the hair. I don't know if the teeth are getting picked out. I did manage to, I did a little bit of Grey Sear, as said, but then I went over that with the Agrax as well. I think it actually kind of it muted the Grey Sear too much, but as a little project for something to do right now, I think it turned out fine. It turned out better than I thought it would based on the colours I had available and the tones that I thought I would need. It looks like the way I've done it compared to, I've still got the card here. The card, if I had to describe it, I would say like it looks more realistic. Then you compare it to the more vibrant orange I have. It reminds me more of how he actually looked in the 90s cartoon, which is what this design is. It's how he looked in the 90s cartoon. And I remember him being quite vividly orange, not like a pale orange. So let's just say I was going for something closer to the old cartoon from the 90s. So that is going to wrap up another contrast paint video. I don't know when there's going to be another one. I do still plan to do like a painting video on Groot someday, but It's who knows when that's going to arrive, as I've been saying in other videos. Thank you for watching this one though. I sincerely hope you had a little bit of enjoyment out of it. By all means, check out my painting update videos where I go over everything I've been painting, not anything that I single out for showing on camera how to paint with contrast. And if you're interested, over on my gaming channel we are actually playing digital versions, digital matches of Marvel Crisis Protocol. We also played a couple of Marvel vs DC Universe as well. I don't remember if Sabretooth had any showings on those. I don't think he did. There was a lot of X-Men though, because one of my friends enjoys running Magneto and some Brotherhood of Mutants. So anyway, thank you very much for watching this, and I will hopefully see you in the future for more. Until then, ta-ta for now.